What's going on, YouTube? RDAP Dan, Federal Prison Time Consulting. Hope you guys are enjoying your Saturday morning. It's 6 a.m. over here in Washington, West Coast. Couldn't really sleep. I've been up since about 3:30, 4 o'clock. And man, Joe posted on YouTube yesterday. Joe from After Prison Show. What's going on, Jay? What's going on, Hunter? Who else we got in here? Gary. So Joe Guerrero from After Prison Show, he posted on YouTube yesterday that he and his wife Raney lost their baby. She was pregnant, so not a born baby, but nonetheless, he lost a child yesterday. And oh man, I don't know. It kind of hit me kind of hard, I have kids. I have two daughters, Caitlin and Lauren. You guys have seen them on some of the videos in the past. And seeing somebody go through that kind of pain and frustration and anxiety. He did IVF, which was basically I can't even talk right now. It's kind of just I literally woke up out of a dead sleep. When I saw it yesterday, it didn't have an effect other than, wow, that's really sad and it's horrible. You don't wish that on anybody. And then in the middle of the night, I woke up and I'm going to see my kids next week. I think that has something to do with it. I'm leaving Tuesday to go see my daughters. And I really take stuff like that for granted. I complain because I don't see them enough. They live in New York City. My daughter's graduating, so I'm going up there to see my daughters. And when you hear about somebody losing a child, we're so used to hearing things like this now, and there's so much destruction and chaos and hate and shit talking and just you name it, it goes on everywhere. And Joe's done a lot for a lot of people. People can have their opinions on that. They can say it was for whatever, it was exploiting, not exploiting, regardless of what the reason is or what the motivation behind it was. Is people got help. People received chances. Not everybody is going to do the right thing with chances. We got to keep giving people chances. We have to keep putting hope out there that humanity can be better than it was yesterday. And just because somebody falls down and keeps falling down doesn't mean they're not going to get up and stay up. And, you see somebody like Joe who started this prison show, a couple of years ago, and it's really just taken off. And he's been able to do so much for so many people. And then to see something like this happen, I imagine this has got to be devastating on top of the amount of money that is spent to do IVF. It's, basically when you're having problems getting pregnant on your own, you go into a specialist and you have medical assistance. And, you guys can see in the description in this video, that can be $10,000, $15,000, $20,000. And there's clearly no guarantee. He posted a video back in December that they were pregnant, and posted a video yesterday that the baby no longer has a heartbeat. I woke up this morning and it was eating at me. I didn't know what else to do. YouTube has been my outlet for the last couple of years to vent and stress. Clearly, I didn't get this shirt made today. This is a shirt that I wore, a couple of years ago, or a year and a half ago when Joe had me on his show. Just giving, I think all of you that are watching right now, there's a GoFundMe link in this page. Actually, I'll post it here in the chat as well. I'm not saying Joe needs the money. Joe didn't ask me to do this. Joe probably doesn't even know that I'm doing this. He may never see this video, but we don't know people's financial situations. And, everybody can jump to conclusions that he's making, buku money on YouTube, and he very well may be. But at the same time, whether he needs the money or doesn't need the money, the point is we have the ability to help and give back. And that's community is method, people helping people. And the good thing is if Joe doesn't need the money, we all know that he's been helping people like Danny, You know, he's helped Dave. You guys saw Yanni. Yanni came on my show the other day, and you know, look, I know you guys have your opinions on Yanni. I know a lot of you don't want to give him a second, third, fourth, fifth chance or whatever. But I assure you, the guy is clean. He's been clean for 8 months. He wasn't drug tested yesterday. He's doing better. You know, he's got a long road to go. He knows it. It's not easy. He's going to be going back to jail for a little bit, but we shouldn't just jump to all these conclusions. You know, Joe spent a lot of time in prison. He started this channel. Things like this, events that happened yesterday to Joe and other people, these are sometimes the events that can cause us to lose our shit and go off the deep end and resort back to old ways. So I really hope none of you give any hate in here or show any negativity, and, you know, don't jump to conclusions. The guy's done a lot of good for a lot of people. I'm doing this video just for the sole purpose of, it's really the only thing I know how to do is get on YouTube and talk to people. It's the only spot where I have a venue to reach, you know, more than 20 or 30 people that I know. I posted it on my Facebook as well. Hey, Scott Attic, appreciate that. Scott Attic just donated $10 to GoFundMe. That's awesome. You know, every little penny helps. And like I said, even if Joe doesn't need that money, he will be able to take that money and put it to something good, helping somebody else that needs help. So let's you know, let's all kind of band together here and look at it as, you know, it's hard to look at situations and what good can come out of a situation. You know, what good comes out of the loss of a child. And, you know, people sticking together and helping somebody else and realizing that, you know, this happens every single day. And it becomes so natural to us hearing it that we really become immune to it. And sometimes you have to try to keep yourself to the point where you let yourself feel pain. You know, we're so used to people trying to run scams on us and take advantage of us and abuse us, and you don't know who you can trust. You know, these prison channels, you know, my channel's a prison channel, Joe's channel's a prison channel, completely different concept. Joe's done amazing with this concept. He took a entertainment channel and turned it into something huge, you know, 1 million+ followers, subscribers, lots of lives that he's been able to help with that reach. So, you know, you have to give the guy credit where credit's due. You know, my channel's completely the opposite of his. It's more of just pure education for individuals normally getting ready to go into the prison system. I have a much smaller, you know, subscriber base, and, you know, we're trying to grow that. So anything you guys can do to help out Joe and his family and his supporters and other people that we already know there's going to be other people aside from Danny that Joe helps. You know, he does GoFundMes to raise money to help these people. So whether he uses this for him and Raney to try again, or he uses this to help other people, at the very least, you know, he's going to see that people do care about him. And every penny that you guys give, whether it's, you know, 25 cents or $25 or whatever, it's going to show him the respect that you guys appreciate what he's done. And in a time like this where somebody's going through something really, really rough, you know, look at your child and be grateful, because it very easily could have been us. You know, my daughter's 18 and 16. Very easily 18 years ago or 16 years ago, I could have had the same bad news Joe had. And it would have been devastating to myself and my wife at the time. So when I look at my children and I see them, you know, yeah, I get pissed off at them and complain about how much money they cost me and some of the poor decisions they make, and, you know, just all the little things that piss you off on a regular day in and day out. But at the end of the day, man, those heartbeats, you know, it's amazing. It's amazing what life can bring and what life can take. And the loss of a life, you know, as much as it's frustrating right now to somebody like Joe and Raney who are going through this, you know, it's not just the loss of a child yesterday. It was all the preparation, going through all of these steps, building expectation, the hope, you know, everybody knows it's a possibility that you can lose a child, but nobody wants to think about that, because it's a negative spot to put your mind, and you just hope it doesn't happen. And then it does happen. It happens every day. It happens to thousands and thousands of people. So if you guys can give, there's a link in the description of the video. I think I also posted it. It's also in the live chat here. There's a link. You guys can. There's also a link to the video he posted yesterday talking about it a little bit. And seeing a grown man break down. Unless you're just a crying type like me, I can cry when the weather changes. But when you see somebody break down that doesn't typically do it, you got to imagine. Everybody's got their breaking point, and let's just hope that Joe can bounce back from this. That him and Raney can take their time, grieve. I hope everybody gives them the respect and some space. If he doesn't post a video for a couple of days or a week or whatever, you got to imagine something like this takes a toll on you, and they may need a little time. The fact that he shared that with social media yesterday, that really goes to show that his life is out there. He's living his life on YouTube and other social media networks, and he's really created an extended family with so many of you. And at a time like this, sure, Joe's competition for me on YouTube. I don't even come to a close fourth or fifth behind him. He's pulled so far away from everybody else in the prison channel space that you have to respect somebody like that. We all aspire to have a channel like Joe. Anybody that's got a YouTube channel would probably give the right and left arm to have 1 million subs and thousands of views and millions of views on so many of your videos, where you can make a living, support your family, do something you love and passionate about. I mean, that really is probably the ultimate dream. I don't want to say the American dream. That's probably the ultimate dream of everybody anywhere, is to do something you're passionate about, have fun doing it, and be able to make a living, and a very good living possibility. So again, don't feel like there's no need to donate because, well, Joe's already got money or whatever you may think on that. I think it's fair to say that we know if Joe doesn't need whatever donations you send, I'm pretty sure we can count on him using that money for something else good. And that can be one of the positive things that comes from this very, very negative news that he released yesterday of losing a child. So this is where flowers blossom and good ideas come from. It's when we're at our lowest that we can see possibilities, because once you hit something where you feel like it can't get any lower, you only got up to go from there. So Joe, I hope you don't do anything crazy. I hope you don't make any horrible decisions from this news yesterday. I've only had a few conversations with you on the phone, so I don't know you that personally, so I don't really know if you're, what makes you tick or what can set you off. But it seems like you got a lot of good people in your corner, Cody and the rest of the people that you're working with over there in Raney. So whatever's happened in the past, this is purely from a good spot for me. It makes me feel better to be able to do this. And, even if we raise $100, that's $100 that Joe can decide to do whatever he wants to do with it, whether he wants to go buy a carton of cigarettes to deal with the anxiety, or he wants to go, buy Danny lunch. I mean, whatever he wants to do with the money, I think we should just give that respect and just trust that he's done enough good that we can count on him to do something good with whatever we can help with. And you guys are all awesome. Jessica, what's going on, Jessica Kent? Jessica Kent's another YouTuber. You guys definitely check her out. She's in the room. Mr. Enduro just posted the link. Awesome. It looks like you posted the link on your Facebook page. Yeah, those of you that, I know not everybody's in a financial situation to give any money. Some people, $5 is, they would beg to have $5 right now. But if you have a Facebook page, a Twitter, an Instagram, you can share it. There's a link, share it. You can go to my Facebook page, share it from there. There's a link on the in the description of this video. There's a link in the chat. You can share it from there. The video he posted yesterday is there. If you can't donate yourself, share it, because who knows, you might share it with 2 or 3 people that might be able to donate. So that's the same as you donating by sharing the word. 30 grand. I'm not sure what you said. 30 grand question mark. I don't know. I think I set the donation at 10 grand. I've never done a GoFundMe before, so I don't know how it works. I created the account. It's the first time I've ever done it. Um, I don't know how it all works, but I created the account and I posted it. I'm probably not the only one. I'm sure there's other people out there that are trying to, he's got such a following, such a base. I imagine there's a lot of people out there that want to be able to help him out in this time of need. And again, it's not just helping him. It's helping him do what he's been doing for the last couple of years. So he raises money to help other people that are down and out. And, I could sit here and do a GoFundMe page for some of the people that we're trying to help out, or I could put it on a bigger platform and let you guys raise money and give it to Joe. There's a much bigger following Joe than there is me. So if we're really here just to help, we look at the best avenue for helping. And Joe's going to be able to financially help more people than me with his following than I can with my following. So if anything I can do to contribute to what he's already doing, and, that thought never dawned on me until this morning. I literally woke up at like 3 o'clock and I had this overwhelming anxiety and I didn't know what it was. And I'm thinking about, man, I'm going to see my kids on Tuesday and all the expenses associated and hotels and airline and graduations and graduation gifts. It's very, very, very overwhelming. And then I realized, but I've known this for months. Why am I all of a sudden? And then, I looked down at my phone and just looking at my phone registered YouTube in my mind and immediately thought about Joe's video and the loss of a child. And I can only imagine he's probably awake 2 or 3 in the morning staring. And I don't know if any of you have felt that type of anxiety where you wake up in the middle of the night and it's almost like every issue you have in your life feels like it's crashing down on you at once. It just feels extra heavy. And for some reason, in the middle of the night, it seems more intense than any other part of the day. Shelly and I call it the witching hour. So I'm sitting here imagining, as stressful as things are for me right now, what is it like for somebody like Joe that just lost a child yesterday? Just got that news, just got married, new relationship, new wife, really just trying to, do the American dream and have the business, have the wife, build the family. And there's nothing wrong with wanting to do that. And then to have, a wrench thrown into it and it's completely out of your control, God's will, whatever it means. And if you believe in God and you believe in things happen for a reason, you look at yourself and say, what's the reason for this? And if you get past the selfishness of it and you get past the immediate effect on you and you say, what's the reason for this? Joe's got such a platform to help other people. So I can only imagine once the dust settles and he has a little bit of a grieving period and he gets back on focus and he rethinks about it, he's going to realize that he can use this as an opportunity to do more good than what he's already been doing. So I'm hoping just to add to that fire. A little bit of gas here and there doesn't help when you're trying to light something in the right direction. So that's really, guys, that's really all that I got. I just couldn't sleep and I thought, why not? Why not do something else? And that's how I've been trying to live my life. I've made a lot of mistakes since prison. I haven't done everything perfect. I'm a work in progress every day. I'm a much better person I am now than I was before prison. I can tell you that. So for me, that's, it's moving in the right direction. People move at a different pace. They realize things at different points in their life. It's almost like anchor points, and until you anchor into a new point and realize that you've gotten to a new heightened area in your life, if you don't realize it and you don't put an anchor, you're going to fall back. But if you put that anchor in at that moment that you realize, hey, this is a new height for me, I just broke through another ceiling, and you anchor in, it's okay to fall back, but you're going to have the anchor to pull you back up. And you just got to be honest. You got to admit when you make mistakes. I constantly make mistakes, guys, every single day. Having a YouTube channel and not really ever, my cat's over here. He's just probably going to walk in front of the camera. What's up, cat? But, Joe, you got so many anchor points in what you've done. So many, to the point where, you are going to, there's my cat. Sorry, guys. Fucking Kiki. You're going to have so many opportunities to help people, do good things in this world that so much negative is going on. And you already are, you already have. So let me see if I missed any messages in here. Well, there's a lot of messages in here. So, you know, I'm honestly tired. I've been up. I didn't go to bed till almost midnight. Woke up at 3. Thought, how can we go give back to Joe a little bit? I threw on my APS shirt, which I haven't pulled out of the closet since the last time I wore it, a year and a half, 2 years ago. So I hope you guys give Joe some support. Give him some space. If you don't see videos for a couple days, don't give him shit. Don't freak out. This is something that affects each of us probably differently, but in the end, I'm pretty sure we'll see him do some amazing things from this. So Joe, much love. I respect what you've done, what you've accomplished, where you've came from, and those of you that support Joe, keep on supporting, and give everybody else a second chance too, guys. Don't write people off. You know, I know Yanni's going through a real tough period with what happened, and you know that would be hard for anybody. It would be hard for anybody that struggles, and he's coming to terms more and more with it. He's a character. The guy's just a ball of energy that just, he's always on go. Like, you know, but he gets depressed, he gets sad, he's got hard days, rough days, and not everybody deals with pressure and stress the same. So when you see Yanni say things on YouTube, just realize he's trying to process, he's trying to go through his moment of where he was to where he's been and where he's going. I mean, he's going to go back to jail for a period of time. Doesn't look like a long period. He didn't commit a bunch of new crimes. It all stems back to what happened way back when. It just all is resurfacing now, and he's got to deal with it. And he is. He's not running. He's not on the run. He's living in a sober house. He's been sober for several months now. He went and tested yesterday. You know, he's been in touch with me. We've had a lot of conversations, and he's a human being just like the rest of us. You know, there are definitely people out there that do deserve to get beatings. And I know everybody's got their opinion, and social media is an easy spot to vent and talk shit or get gangster typing on your keyboard. But at the end of the day, we all are human beings, and hurtful comments can be hurtful. When you are the person on video saying things, you can't take back what you say, and you don't realize sometimes the catastrophic downfall that's going to come from that. So we are going to have Yanni back on the show. I like working with Yanni, and when I say working with him, you know, we've developed almost like a mentor-mentee relationship, and progress doesn't happen overnight, guys. It's a process. It's a series of events over and over again. You trip a few times, but again, you find an anchor point, and then when you make those mistakes, you start to identify them more and more, and you can work and make progress from them. So I hope everybody can just look at this experience and take this horrible situation that happened to Joe and his family, and just kind of look at everybody else as to what we can all do today to be nice to somebody, because we don't know what other people are going through. We don't know the stresses of each individual's lives, but we do know that things that we do say to other people, we can cause hurt, or we can choose to try to help people to make better choices and better decisions by showing support and believing in people. Doesn't mean don't hold them accountable. If you see somebody doing something foolish, call them out. But the tact and how we go about doing that is more important than what you're actually saying. It's how you're saying it. So guys, I love every single one of you. I'm RDAP Dan, Federal Prison Time Consulting. People helping people, community is method, one day at a time. Joe, I am so absolutely sorry for your loss. All right, guys, have a great weekend, and keep Joe in your prayers, everybody. Peace. I'm out of here.